It all started last winter when I, an avid hunter, decided to spend my vacation in an old hunter's cabin, far hidden in the vast expanses of the Russian taiga. Mysterious secrets and uncharted territories have always beckoned me, so this house seemed like the perfect hideaway for hunting and adventure-filled vacations. There's no telling what could happen in this cabin, surrounded by dark forests and mighty trees, standing guardians of age-old secrets. Upon arriving, the house seemed ominous and gloomy, as if it absorbed the wisdom of the old forest. Inside, there was a musty smell, steeped in the history of past hunting stories, as well as the pleasant smell of century-old wood. The atmosphere was filled with something mysterious that I couldn't define, but I was not intimidated by such nuances. My hunting instinct and love of adventure suggested that it was here, among the dark forests, that incredible secrets and encounters with the unexplainable could lurk. I decided to spend a few nights in this strange but attractive place, hoping to encounter something more mysterious than I had ever imagined. In my most daring hunting dreams, when night fell, the taiga came alive with its sounds. The rustling of the branches of the spruce trees created a monotonous background that only emphasized the mystery of the environment. My dog, my faithful companion in all forests, was lying at the door of the cabin, listening sensitively to every sound. Her ears perked up at every strange rustle, as if she, too, sensed something unusual in the air. My curiosity overpowered my mind, and, gathering my wits, I decided to investigate. As I walked through the dark room of the cabin, I could feel the old wooden floors creaking beneath my feet, as if they were giving into my support. The dog paced quietly behind me, sensitive to every sound that flew from the dark corners. Noticing that the walls seemed to breathe and the shadows danced faintly in the moonlight, I realized that the forest takes on a life of its own when night plunges it into darkness. But even this mystical theater of nature did not dampen the inner awe I felt when I heard a faint whisper calling my name. The voice sounded like the shadow of the wind carrying the secrets of the taiga, and I could not escape the feeling that this Siberian nature was trying to tell me something important. In the gloom, shadows from the trees, like the shapes of ancient creatures, were appearing, and the dog growled nervously, as if sensing the ghosts hidden in the shadows. Cold sweat poured down my back, but my resolve was as strong as the root of a 100-year-old tree, and I continued my journey deep into the nighttime taiga, searching for answers. As I made my way further along the dark trails of the winter taiga, I came across an ancient pagan temple, covered in snow and wrapped in the roots of 100-year-old trees. It was as if a place forgotten by time, where for centuries secret rites were performed, hidden from the eyes of people. My dog, as if sensing an ominous energy wary of stepping into the sacred corner, tugged on the leash, expressing his unease. In front of the pagan temple, like a portal to a world of the unknown, a dark figure began to loom. Within the shadow, barely penetrating through the dense forest vault, flickered the red eyes of a demon, as if calling forward into the bowels of the mysterious. The demon, emerging from the darkest corners of the taiga, offered a bargain, granting me immense power and wealth in exchange for my soul. The spare came alive with new meaning, as if it were part of a mystical bargain that bound me to the ancient forces of the forest. My mind hesitated, but the shadow of temptation enveloped me, and I agreed, becoming part of this ancient ritual where nature itself provided the keys to forbidden knowledge and dark possibilities. The deal was made, and I felt a flood of dark energy filling my soul. The world around me distorted, and fear entered every cell of my body. I realized that I had paid too high a price for my lust for power. Dark forces began to manipulate me, forcing me to do terrible things. My life became a nightmare, and I became a prisoner of my own choosing. The demon waited in the shadows, laughing at my powerlessness to change my fate. With each passing day, the demon increased its influence, and I realized that my soul was on the verge of total destruction. However, a spark of hope still burned within me. I began to research ways to exorcise the demon and free my soul. Eventually, I found an ancient ritual that legends said could banish a demon back to the dark depths from whence it came. My heart raced as I began the ritual, surrounded by candles and ominous symbols. As I began to recite the ancient prayers, the room began to shake, as if nature itself was protesting my decision. The demon burst from the shadows, taking on a physical form filled with sinister energy. My soul struggled for freedom, and I could feel the power of light and darkness fighting for possession of my being. With the last trace of darkness gone, I realized that the demon had been exorcised. My body and soul felt free, but the price I had paid was high. The house in which I had spent my nightmarish vacation had crumbled to rubble, as if nature itself had rejected its darkness. And then I woke up in a cold sweat. It was beginning to dawn outside, and the nature of the taiga was offering me and my dog to go hunting at last. I prepared a light breakfast, fed my faithful dog, and we went hunting. My dream about the meeting with the demon by the end of the day began to be forgotten by me, but it left a deep scar in my soul. Life became more complicated after that event, but I realized that even in the darkest corners of my soul, light could be found.